this, hide the gameplay overlay, and we're going to show the tool selection overlay or tool select overlay. Now, why is this crying? Oh, because we need to extend this. Needs to extend from abstract overlay, not mono behavior. And then this is these are virtual, so we're gonna have to call. Oh no, these are abstract. So okay. Start and destroy we use. Okay. So that cleared up that error. We're also going to input service. We're going to want to disable the game player input, and then we're going to have to create a new input handler for tools. So we're going to call this tool select, and here we're going to add back our 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 slots. So we're going to need 6 buttons. So we're going to say select. We'll put the axe, and then we'll put the hammer. Room. And then empty. Sorry, not empty. Sponge. Sponge. Okay. And then this will be 1. This will be 2. Actually, this should be keyboard. 3. 5 and 6. Nan. Wait, Nan's here? Where did Nan? Oh, there's Nan. There we go. Nat, what's up? Save this. So now we need a public class player tool select input handler. Tool. Stop it. Oh my goodness. My Copilot is in overdrive with this. It doesn't. So we're going to change this to I input. it would be smart and generate that, but implement interface. Now we have, and then we say, what was the service that we used? How did we do it in the input? Do we have something? Oh, that's right. We had. Oh no, we got rid of it. How did I switch to? Oh, that's right. It was a handle input. We were using an input receiver. To handle it. We moved it to an input receiver. Did we? Did we change equipment manager or equipment controller to an input receiver? We did. How is it? Oh, because it was like using a, that's what it was doing. So, sorry, don't mind me. I'm rambling. I'll explain this in a second. So we need a private int current tool index. And we say current tool index equals 0. Current tool index equals 1. Current tool index equals 2. Actually, this was 2. This was 3. This was -1. And this one we haven't built yet, but it would be 4. And then we have to do an update, private void update, which is handle input. And then we will do a handle input function, private handle input. And this is player input. This here, we don't care about any of this except for this one. This. In this case, what I'm going to do is I'm going to set a private list of input handlers. Oh, sorry. Input receivers. So we have this, and then we say I guess we don't do it that way. The handlers equals components of not a list. It's an array. It's not handlers, it's receivers. Okay. Yep, sorry. I'm catching up on chat here. Yeah, you can post your question in Lux's Discord, the This is Game Dev one. There's a lot of folks there that can answer your question. You can ask your question here. I might be able to help. I'm not really sure what you're stuck on. We can if it's something you can type up here, I might be able to take an answer. And then as far as games, yeah, 128 jammers so far. I'll be honest, I don't think I'm gonna finish, just because I don't think I have enough time. I would like to, but I'm worried about getting everything done. But we'll see. So now we're passing this to the input receivers. Where is this? See, this is a perfect example of where I'd want to serialize this. Because technically I don't want to send the input to the other thing. So I think I might want to do this differently. I think in this case, I'm actually going to go back and say I don't want equipment controller to be an input receiver. Which means I can get rid of the set inputs. You know what, let me leave this function here for a second because I think I'm going to need some of the logic in here. And actually what I should change this to is set equipment index. And then we can just say int index. And then anywhere where I had this becomes index, 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 index. Okay. And then this particular tool selection needs a reference to the equipment controller. So we don't need this, we don't need this. Private equipment controller. And then we can go to this. We can save equipment controller. And then we can get rid of this. And here we can say equipment controller dot set equipment index to 0. Copy this. Sorry, I'll catch up with chat in a second. that, and we don't need the list anymore. So I think this is probably better for this scenario. Okay, let me go back to chat. Oh my goodness. It's funny because I was the one, I was hoping when I put out the survey for the community, I was really hoping people would say they wanted longer game jams, because I always feel like I'm pressured to do something in 48 hours or 72 hours, however long we do it. I think we normally do like 3 days. They start a Friday and then it's due by like Sunday or Monday. And I have to ask my wife and be like, hey, can I like lock myself in my office for 3 days and make a game? And the last couple of times, I think the last 2 game jams I didn't finish. One was just I didn't have any good ideas, and the other one, like, I got halfway through it and I ran out of time. So I was glad when the survey said people wanted longer time, and a week won out by all the results that we got in. So when I proposed this game jam to Lana and said this is what I want to do, I said a week, and she was good with it. So I hope we keep a week long, because I can do stuff like this. I can work at night. I just think that I have a lot of they do make you fight. You do have to learn how to cut things. I agree with that. She said today that the next would be shorter. Oh, I hope not. All right. All right. Have a good night. Oh, and we need an egg. We need an exit. Let's create an exit too. Exit. Let's do escape. Escape. Have a good night. Have a good night. I'm like the worst typer ever. Close. I'm gonna make a function. Close. Radial. Close menu. Just go close. And this will be overlay. Service. Hide. Overlay. Service show. Okay. And then we can just actually, so on exit we close. When we push a button, we close. Actually, we're going to need to wire up certain functions to the buttons. So if you click the button, we trigger it. So actually, let's create functions for each of these. So what I'll do is I'll extract and say extract, select X. This private public, so we can access it from the button. I'm going to extract this one, select hammer, Okay. Extract this one. Select room. Extract this one. Select pick X. Extract method. Select hands. And finally select sponge. Okay. Let's order these. Just want to group these together. And then I have to make these all public. Okay. 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 Save. Now, I'm going to go into this menu. And we have to find the button. This is the button. And actually, let's do it this way. Instead of wiring it here, let's on awake. Actually, we'll do it up here. We have a header, UI elements, and serialize field, private, button. We want this one from Unity Engine UI, and this will be the select X button. Select button. Select room. Select hands. And select sponge. Select sponge button. So this is the button. So we go here and we drag this one to. Did that compile? Oh. Oh, am I getting this screwed up? I think I'm going to need a service for this. Probably needs service. Because I need the buttons to be here. That's the X button. That's that button. That button. Technically 5 we're not using. I disable 5. So I want to disable that. I want to disable that. And leave that empty. And then here I also want to disable this. We'll worry about the other ones for now. Okay, so now here we're going to copy these functions over. Copy. And we're going to need the close menu copied over as well. And now we're going to need an equipment service. So let me think about this. Where do I want to put this? What's in gameplay? Gameplay with the equipment manager is nice. So let's create a folder. Call this services. And then let's do service. Static. Private. Static. Equipment controller. Equipment controller. So initialize. Choose a register. Now let's go to equipment controller and we say wake. register this. Okay. And then we could say public static void set equipment index, and we can just say if equipment controller is null, return debug log warning controllers. Otherwise, we can call it. And then now we can change this to equipment service. Okay. All right. And then all we got to do is hook up into awake. And we can say register callbacks, call this function.